Sa lumang kalsada sa Escolta, Maynila, narito ang kwento ng ating lahit kultura. Bawat gusali saksi sa panahon ng kasaysayan. Mga pader na sumasalamin sa tapang ng ating bayan. Reina Escolta.
The history of Escolta is very much connected to the river and the Filipino-Chinese community.
With the Filipino-Chinese community being present here and facing challenges in accessing the area because they were the business people, laborers, and the backbone of Manila. They had to petition the Governor General to build a bridge over the river.
The very first bridge in the Philippines and the very first bridge traversing the Pasig River, and that is the Puente Grande. Puente Grande is not literally on the Jones Bridge, but it's actually in between Post Office and Jones Bridge. And it's that Puente Grande that eventually made the beginnings of Escolta.
The term escoltar, meaning to escort, comes from the practice of the Governor General being escorted by civil guards, or the guards of the Governor General when they would visit the Santa Cruz Church and other places. This act of escorting eventually gave rise to the name Escolta. Escolta was the first stop for European and American traders and entrepreneurs arriving in Manila, which led it to become a flourishing business district. Its strategic role in the galleon trade helped it grow rapidly, making it famous for being the site of many fairs, including high-end shopping, restaurant, ice cream shop, and entertainment. And it maintained its prominence for centuries.
How did Escolta, the queen of streets, fall from grace? And how can we harness local wisdom to innovate and protect its cultural heritage? During World War II, Manila was heavily damaged, with one of the hardest hit areas being Escolta. Once a bustling and elegant part of the city, Escolta saw its beautiful buildings destroyed and its businesses ruined. Iconic landmarks like the Jones Bridge were shattered, cutting off vital connections and isolating communities. Stories from the survivors reveal that the families owning these buildings suffered greatly during those times. The trauma was not just about the destructions of the buildings, it extended to the loss of many lives. The situation was so dire that some people in Manila had to abandon the city because of the deep emotional and psychological impact. In the aftermath, many residents sold their properties due to financial struggles, with their means of earning a living destroyed. They were left with little choice but to make do with what they had. This challenge was not unique to Manila, but affected the entire Philippines as the nation grappled with the aftermath of World War II. Manila became the second most devastated city in the world, and the severity of the destruction was truly staggering. As the city tried to rebuild, modern malls took over, drawing people away from Escolta. This shift left the area struggling. Reduced foot traffic led to many businesses closing down, and the local pride that once defined Escolta faded. When Mr. Silenteng bought the building, most of our tenants were from the movie industry,
we had a lot of tenants who were involved in the film production. Renting space for office production were involved in the movie industry. Many of these people started as actors and eventually became movie producers. But during that time, the movie industry was starting to decline in Claro M. Recto. Many of the companies were moving to Cubao and Makati, so the industry here started to die down. We ended up with many tenants who could not pay their rent.
In the 60s and 70s, when places like Ayala and Cubao started emerging and malls began to appear, the Escolta began to lose its shine. Escolta had two theaters back then, the Capitol and the Lyric theaters, that people would flock to. But as the other areas, just like I said, Ayala and Cubao, became more progressive, the Escolta's limelight seemed to fade away.
Today, Escolta's decline is worsened by the lack of awareness about its historical significance and potential for revival. The area remains neglected, with its past glory overshadowed by new developments.
Actually, I've already been to Escolta, but I didn't know much about its history. But when I saw something on TikTok, it seemed like there really is something historical connected to Escolta.
In its history, there's not much that I know, but I do know that Scotland is known for its aesthetic of its old buildings and the era in which they were constructed.
Most of the citizens around here probably didn't know what's happening with the historical buildings, so it's just a lack of awareness generally.
While modernization is inevitable in every place, we can still find solutions to preserve and celebrate our heritage.
Well, now we have no incentive. It doesn't matter. We would preserve it.
Purely by heart.
Maiiyak ako pag sinabi ko. It is because of love of country that we preserve this building. It is because we want our youth to see what a building built in the American period looks like. That's why we preserve it.
It is through such dedication and love for our heritage, combined with local wisdom and innovation, that we can bring Escolta back to life. By embracing the past and harnessing the insights of our community, we can protect and celebrate Escolta's unique legacy for future generations. Tanglaw Map is a tool designed to guide tourists through Escolta's rich heritage. Each historic building will feature its own QR code, which, when scanned, provides a 3D experience showing the building's appearance before and recent years. The map also includes a list of activities you can enjoy at each site. As you explore and visit each buildings, you will collect stamps on your map, making your journey through Escolta both interactive and immersive. To further revitalize Escolta, you propose closing Escolta Street every Sunday to transform it into an open space for artists and a lively bazaar. These initiatives aim to infuse Escolta with vibrancy by featuring local art, crafts, and cultural expressions. We'll celebrate our heritage and create a vibrant, engaging atmosphere. As we consider the revitalization of Escolta, it is crucial to recognize the importance of preserving its historical site.
Tourists are drawn here because of its history, and if we destroy these historical sites, we undermine the very reason people come. Understanding our past is important for all cultures, which is why we have museums. To move forward, we need to know where we came from. Destroying historical sites erases our identity, and it often takes public pressure to make politicians prioritize preservation.
I hope we can start by closing the street from Banquero to the area in front of the two buildings every Sunday. This would create space for activities like a Sunday market. Previously, vintage cars used to gather here. We can explore other daytime activities our creative community at Hub Make Lab, which is inclusive and supportive of safe spaces, can collaborate to bring new engaging events to Escolta.
There are opportunities to get involved by encouraging owners of heritage buildings in Escolta to incorporate entertainment features, such as mini movie theaters or event spaces, into their structures. Currently, Escolta has a lot of potential for development due to its low foot traffic, making it easier to make gradual improvements. Starting with smaller projects along the sides of the street could eventually lead to revitalizing the entire area. Additionally, it's important to increase youth involvement in heritage advocacy and integrate heritage conservation into school curricula. This should include not only architecture students but also those in tourism, business, and engineering. A broader educational approach can help address the lack of awareness that often leads to destruction of our heritage properties.
Ano man ang hamon na sa atin ay daraan. Patuloy lamang sa pagbangon, laging lalaban. Kahit iba't iba mang dako ang pinagmulan.
Preserving Escolta's heritage requires a concerted effort from all of us. By embracing local wisdom and innovative approach like Tanglaw map, we can guide a new generation of visitors through its rich history and cultural significance. Through dynamic initiatives such as transforming Escolta Street into a vibrant open space and encouraging building owners to integrate entertainment and cultural activities, we can breathe a new life into this historic district. Key informants and site highlight the need for greater involvement in heritage advocacy and the importance of including heritage conservation in educational curricula across various fields. This approach will equip future generations with the knowledge and passion to protect our historical treasures.
It is a time to act. Let us come together to support these initiatives, advocate the preservation of our cultural legacy,
and ensure that Escolta's story continues to inspire and enrich our community. Join us in making Escolta a vibrant testament to our history and heritage.
For future generations, your involvement, whether supporting local events, educating others,
or advocating for preservation, is crucial in this effort. Let's take this opportunity to safeguard our past
and shape a brighter future for Escolta. Together, we can make a difference.
Guide one's path.
Maging tanglaw ka para sa iba, para sa kultura at bayan.
para sa mundo.
Pagpapahalaga sa mga pamana, ang turoy di mawawala. Natatanaw